All right, it's been a month since I got my 2024 iPad Pro with the Nano Textures, and I promised all of you that I would do an update letting you know how it's holding up, how things are going, how I feel about my purchase, how I feel about this new iPad. And here we are, this is what we're doing. If you don't know, I'm an illustrator, that's my job, and I do 95% of my work directly on my iPad, usually in Adobe Fresco. So I went into my app usage to get a rough number of how long I've been scratching away on this Nano Texture with my Apple Pencil tip. It appears my daily average is between 5 and 6 hours of drawing each day, which is more than I thought, but there we are. And if I multiply that by 31 days in a month, that's 155 hours of drawing. So I feel like there's a lot of experience there, probably more drawing than most people will do in a much longer period, probably a year. Let me know how often you draw on your iPad. And that's not even accounting for, I spent some time drawing in like Procreate and Procreate Dreams for another video I was doing. And, sometimes I like to play around with Procreate Dreams too. The first thing I will address is the screen. A lot of you are very concerned about the screen. You think it's gonna get all scratched up. My nanos! So far, nothing. The screen looks brand new. I still love it just as much as I did before. I really am excited about the fact that I don't have to use a screen protector with it, and I can just draw on it, and it feels great. Another thing that I've noticed is because I'm not using a screen protector, the Apple Pencil tip lasts way longer. I would absolutely have gone through a pencil tip, or at least put a flat spot on the pencil drawing this much in a month, but I can't even really see any wear on this one. It's no flat spots. It's great. Performance-wise, my M1 iPad Pro was powerhouse. I never had any issues with it, so this one is even better. But to be honest, I don't really notice it because I didn't notice it on the M1 iPad Pro either. It's fast. So was the old one. Now I skipped the previous generation of the iPad. I went from the M1, skipped over the M2, and got this M4 iPad. And one thing I was really missing out on with the M2 iPad was all the hover features. And I'm just really loving that, where you can hover over the brushes and you can see, what brush is selected, and like hover over your layers. One thing I really like is that when you have animated layers, you can hover over them and it plays the animation. I think that's super cool. It's definitely much less susceptible to fingerprints and smudges and stuff like that. Just glancing over here at my iPhone with this glossy screen, and there's fingerprints all over it. And this thing I've been drawing on and touching, and there's not really anything on here. And when they do happen, which they will, because you're doing lots of gesturing and touching and all this stuff, it wipes off pretty easily. Now don't tell Apple, but I have used some non-approved cloths on here, and it didn't rip the screen right off of it. So take that how you will. Not recommending it, but nothing has happened. Another exciting update is that the Apple Pencil Pro features in Adobe Fresco have made it to the update, so those work, and I am very excited about that. I think just the squeeze feature is going to save me so much time, because when you're using the brush, you can just squeeze and you pull up the brush menu here. Pretty delightful, I have to say. You got your size, your most recent brushes, the smoothing, the paint inside, any of the custom brush settings that you want to change, like the spacing, angle, shape dynamics, scattering, transfer, color dynamics, stylish pressure, are all right there and just pop up right at the tip of your pencil, so you don't have to move anywhere. Love that feature. I mean, that alone may have been worth upgrading for me. And since I was talking about Adobe Fresco, I guess I should address all of the recent drama with Adobe and its new terms of service and its machine learning and all the scary generative AI stuff. I just want to quickly show you how to go in and turn off Adobe's ability to scan your work or analyze it to help train its artist robots. What you want to do is go to adobe.com and then log in if you're not already logged in. And then on the top right, you will see Manage Account. Then you're going to tap on Manage Account, or click on Manage Account if you're at your computer, and then you will see some options up at the top. You're going to go to Account and Security, and then Data Privacy Settings. Wish it was a little bit easier to find, but there's a lot of stuff that I wish. So when you go into a Data and Privacy Settings, you're going to want to look for Content Analysis, and you're going to want to make sure this is turned off, unless you want to help train the robots. You can also turn off a desktop app usage, which isn't about this whole thing, but if you are skeptical of Adobe and you want to make sure that they can't use your information, you can turn that one off too. But back to the iPad. Have you seen my other video where I go through and answer as many questions as I can regarding what it's like to use the new iPad with the Nano Texture for illustration, and just questions about the screen, questions about comparing it with a glossy screen, how it feels to touch, how it feels to draw. I answer a lot of questions. It may be helpful for you. You could check this video out over here, and this has been a good talk. It's been a good talk. I gotta go.